Howdy. Every now and then I mentioned Campi Flegrei. There has been some unconfirmed quakes and stuff like that also in the not too far past or too distant past. Last few weeks there has been a rather strong unconfirmed quakes, or at least one. Today I stumbled across some news from Switzerland or from Swiss media. And I thought I'm gonna share this with you. Page translated German to English. Supervolcano Campi Flegrei. The earth is rising near Naples. Is Italy threatened with a superquake? A huge volcano slumbers under the fields near Naples, causing the earth to tremble again and again. The tension in the ground is currently higher than it has been for a long time. That's what's about. Earthquakes are becoming more frequent in the Naples region. They are light, but at the same time the floor rises continuously. This could indicate an imminent eruption of the Phlegreian fields, a supervolcano. According to experts, it is not possible to predict whether this will happen. According to them, vigilance is the order of the day, but not an alarm mode or mood. The Italian city of Naples is not only known for its pizza, but also for the mafia on Mount Vesuvius. Both the Camorra and the volcano are dangerous. But there is an even greater threat in the region, the Campi Flegrei. The Phlegreian fields extend underground over 150 square kilometers and are classified by experts as a supervolcano. The last major eruption of the Campi Flegrei was 15,000 years ago. 39,000 years ago, there was even a mega eruption that ejected much more ash and rock than the legendary eruption of the Indonesian volcano Tambora in 1815, which gave Europe and North America a year without summer. Switzerland was also affected at the time. It is well known that the eruption of a supervolcano can have dire consequences worldwide. For example, an eruption can tip the climate, trigger mass extinctions, and change entire landscapes forever. Or maybe until the next eruption. But anyway, researchers have been pointing out this for a long time. Again and again the earth trembles there, most hardly noticeable. But on March 13th, 2023, earthquakes measuring 1.4 and 2.8 shook people in the region. These were both mild, reportedly noticeable. The first occurred at a depth of 1.9 and the second at a depth of 2.7 kilometers. So we are in an unprecedented situation, Giuseppe De Natale, volcanologist, said. The increase in ground movement come as no surprise to experts. For years they have indicated that the underground is becoming more active. In 2016, Italy raised the alert level from green to yellow, which means the supervolcano needs to be monitored scientifically, as it was called at the time. 2 years later, another research team warned that the Phlegreian fields were entering a new phase of activity. Giuseppe De Natale, volcanologist from the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology in Rome, and head of the Vesuvius Observatory, has also been observing the changes in the Campi Flegrei for decades, and is serious in an interview with Corriere del Mezzogiorno. He describes the continuous lifting of the ground. This is an indication of the increase in pressure in the subsoil. Today we are almost at the seismicity level of 1982 to 1984. The uplift that began in 2005 mirrors almost perfectly the decline observed from 1985 to 2003. So I hoped it would end once it reached 1984 levels. But in the last few months we have exceeded the maximum of 1984. We are now a few centimeters higher. Between 1982 and 4, there was a ground uplift up to 1.5 meters in the area of the small town of Pozzuoli. The port was even raised by more than 3 meters. More than 30,000 residents had to be resettled, not only because an eruption was imminent, but because the gradual rising and falling of the ground had a negative impact on the building fabric of the houses in the area. Specialists refer to the phenomena typical of the Phlegreian fields as bradyseismos. The process is caused by magmatic fluids that originate from deeper magma chamber and circulate into shallower rock layers. When the fluid flow from the magma chamber into the upper layers of rock, the entire coastal region rises. When the fluids from the upper layers of rock drain into the magma chamber, it sinks again. The volcanologist cannot say whether we are on the verge of a situation similar to that in the 1980s. The problem is that today we having exceeded the most recent maximum value of 1984, we have the highest ground level and thus probably also the highest internal pressure we've ever experienced, at least in the last 2 centuries. The reason for the uplift is magma, water, carbon dioxide and other gases and fluids that have been expanding for years. It is clear that the resistance of the rock is not infinite, but one does not know exactly where the critical point of no return is, according to De Natale. So we are in an unprecedented situation. Future uncertain. According to experts, it is not yet possible to foresee what this means for the Campi Flegrei, Naples, and, in case of doubt, for the world. All we can say with certainty is that seismicity can only increase as long as the ground uplift continues. There is currently no evidence of an outbreak, but it is clear that we cannot rule out that this will happen at some point in the future, said De Natale. He considers a catastrophic eruption with a huge ash cloud to be extremely unlikely. This is also how Eleonora Rivalta, professor of earthquake and volcanophysics at the Geoforschungszentrum in Potsdam at the University of Bologna, sees it. You shouldn't get alarmed just because there are more earthquakes in this seismically highly active zone, she told Welt.de. However, one should not underestimate the supervolcano either. We must intensify our efforts to understand the volcano better. De Natale names another to-do. He advises making the buildings more resilient and, if necessary, encouraging the population to move away, especially in the red zone. So we are in an unprecedented situation. But anyway, nothing to worry. Everything is under control and monitored. So I just wanted to share this with you. You can make up your own mind about that. Thanks. Bye.